G'day guys and gal, I love Warhammer. I don't think anyone is debating that fact. But loving something doesn't necessarily mean you completely understand it. Just ask like every single husband on the entire planet. A lot of the time when I say shit, you guys and gal just nod and smile because it's new to you, so you have no clue if I'm being accurate or just talking loads of crap. After all, the lore of Warhammer 40k is obscenely deep. Hundreds of characters with pages of lore each. The setting spans thousands of years. It can be kinda hard to fact check. So this begs the question, is Majorkill a reliable source of Warhammer lore? Does he know what he's talking about, or is he just winging it? Today I'll go over how I gather my information for each video. I'll also go over how reliable each source of lore information is before forming a probably biased conclusion about my own accuracies of the lore of Warhammer 40k. Let's get into it. I just want to start by saying that I have not read every codex and Black Library novel for Warhammer, not even close. Luton09 has, which is why he's able to make obscenely long videos on extremely niche and random topics that get shitloads of views, but I'm not Luton. As such, I still have lore to learn. This video was actually triggered by my last one on the flayed ones. See, I knew a decent amount about the flayed ones and did further research for the video. However, there were a few gaps, such as the deeper thought process of a flayed one, what their pocket dimension is actually like, and what the most up-to-date lore for the Bone Kingdom was. My sources didn't have any info on these notes, so I said that the lore hasn't covered them yet. I was then informed that the lore was indeed covered in the latest Twice Dead King books that I haven't read yet. So whilst I didn't say any false or inaccurate lore, I was also missing a few details that I wasn't aware of. This brings me to my first source of info and arguably the best, Warhammer 40k books. Up until last year, I was really struggling to read the meaty lore in the Black Library novels. My schedule's kind of fucked. It's like 70-hour work weeks on the channel, and when I relax, I don't really want to spend that relaxation time reading a book about what is essentially my work. But then I discovered the joys of audiobooks, and boy oh boy did my stiffy erupt. Car rides, cooking, working out, and other absent-minded shit can now be partnered up with a Warhammer audio book. Since then, I've been absolutely blowing through the Black Library, getting through the Eisenhorn, Ravenor, and Pariah series, the Night Lord's Omnibus Trilogy, the Infinite and the Divine, as well as working through the Commissar Kane books. I know I have a lot to go, but with about 15 books and counting under my belt, that's not a bad start. It has also helped me get a better understanding of the lore, allowing me to have deeper insights and hotter takes because I'm referencing the source material instead of someone else's interpretation of it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that anyone who accuses me of being a wiki-humping simp can suck my mammoth cock. At this point, the only thing stopping me from getting through every single book in the next year is the fact that I forgot my Apple ID password, so I'm struggling to buy Audible tokens. Once I reset my password, I'll be unstoppable. The obvious issue with getting your info exclusively from books is that it's a bit of a slow process. Niche video ideas will also require more knowledge than can be gained in one book. Hence, being an obnoxious lore purist who only reads source material for lore would actually hinder your ability to learn the lore and make lore videos. Hence, the next source of info helps plug in a lot of gaps. The 40k lore subreddit, or more specifically, the book excerpts posted to the 40k lore subreddit. This is handy as it will literally give you the exact quote about the lore that you were searching for, and as it is a word-for-word copy of the books, it is still a primary source. The only potential weakness here is that excerpts can be lacking context. However, generally the poster will provide it, as well as the fact that the people who comment on the post can provide additional context, info, and fun facts. Overall, a great spot to accurately read up on the lore without having to spend every waking hour gluing your balls to books. This brings me to my next source of info, online lore pages. Stuff like the Warhammer 40k wiki and the Lexicanum, that's definitely not how you pronounce it, but fuck it, are great sources of info about Warhammer 40k lore, especially when you need to quickly learn about a topic without having to spend 12 or so hours crunching through a book that only gives you 1/3 of the knowledge you need. Or if you wanted to look at the wider overview of the lore that book excerpts just can't provide. I know some of you right now are probably pulling your foreskins back and stabbing your dick holes at the mention of the wiki. That's heresy. The wiki is not the way. But like, shut the fuck up. The wiki and Lex are about 95 to 99% accurate. It's very, very rare that I've read something in the wiki that is just straight up false. The shortcomings of the wiki is the fact that it is always outdated. the lore within there is old and often doesn't keep up with the retcons very well. For example, on one of the wiki pages, it says that Eldrad is dead, because in older lore, Eldrad did die. However, current lore, he is alive and well. Well, you know, like not that well, but a lot better than dead. Another example of the wiki being outdated is that it didn't have the newer lore regarding the Flayed Ones in it. Hence me using it as a source for my Flayed Ones video resulted in that video lacking that newer lore. Because of this, I would say the wiki is a great starting point for any Warhammer topic you want to learn about. It will give you the key points and overview, but it's important to be aware that you will likely not be getting the most up-to-date lore. This can be fixed by reading the book excerpts, but sometimes those don't get posted about the topic you're looking for. Hence, unless you've read the corresponding books, there is no real way to access that lore. Another negative to the wiki is that due to its overview style and lack of deep dive, character motivations can be harder to discern, as the wiki will say, "This guy did this because of this," instead of the chapters of character development that the source material would provide, but overall still a great starting point. So between reading the books, reading the excerpts, and subsequent discussions, as well as the wiki page, you will gain accurate and wholesome knowledge of Warhammer lore. That trio is the combo I use for when I'm making my videos. I know it's not perfect, but it never will be. Even if I read every single book there was, my memory would eventually struggle to recall, and I could still end up getting small details wrong. But at the end of the day, it's a fictional universe full of goofy, fun shit that has been designed to help sell little plastic toys. So in short, it's not really a big deal if I say that Septimus annulled Octavia if they in fact did reverse cowgirl. So what sources of information do I avoid when I'm making my videos? Should you avoid them as well? Ironically, I do not touch 1D4chan with a 10-foot pole, despite my content widely being considered 1D4chan in video form. This is because I used to reference 1D4chan, and as a result of that, a number of my old videos just like straight up have fake news in them, especially my Age of Sigmar video, which was my most popular video for a long time. Whoops. I'm not saying don't read 1D4chan, especially if you're new and want to have a laugh whilst getting at least 85% of the lore correct, but if you're looking to gain bulletproof lore knowledge, it just isn't the place to go. And for me, it would just result in incorrect info in my videos. Imagine talking to a Ukrainian after only watching Russian propaganda TikToks. It would probably end with you getting your two front teeth knocked out. Same vibe as joining a 40k lore subreddit discussion after only reading 1D4chan. I'd also avoid old forums. You know, the ones that look like the CSS was created during the Dark Ages? Those discussions are super old, and they don't have the system that Reddit has for upvoting and downvoting topics. Even if they are like super accurate, their age alone means that a lot of the lore there will be out of date or no longer canon. My videos are designed to give a fun and engaging overview of a particular topic within the Warhammer 40k universe in as short as time as possible. Too often videos are like half an hour, 40 minutes, over an hour, because they're so fluffy and go off in deep tangents that a lot of people don't actually give a fuck about, or just don't have the time for. This does not mean that my knowledge of the lore is confined to just overview and fun facts. I've spent thousands of hours researching Warhammer 40k lore, which is shown by the fact that my video ideas are niche, interesting, and touch on subjects and connections that a lot of people were completely unaware existed. It's also the reason why I'll be able to keep making unique and interesting videos for years to come. The more my knowledge expands, the more ways I'll be equipped to tackle various topics. So in conclusion, yes, you can trust me as a reliable source of Warhammer 40k lore. I don't know everything and my memory isn't photographic, hence some videos may be missing a few new points and some details might not be 100% accurate, but the essence will always be there and you'll never leave a Majorkill video dumber than when you started. Well, that last point was a complete fucking lie, but you know what I mean. That's all I really got for you today. Don't molest people and have a good one. Peace.